Theme songs, these girls be chatting. Theme song, yeah, they really snapping. Two homegirls, yeah, they make it happen. Anita Wade and DDW, yeah. Anita and DDW, yeah. Anita Wade and DDW, yeah. Pull up, press play, what they talking about today? Real life, no script, they just saying what they say. From love to the grind, yeah, they covering it all. If you need a good laugh, you already know who to call. Different vibes, same goal, yeah, they building from the ground. Conversation so real, got the whole room tuned in now. They ain't perfect, they just honest, that's the magic in the flow. Turn it up a little louder, let the whole world know. Theme song, these girls be chatting. Theme song, yeah, they really snapped it. Two homegirls, yeah, they make it happen. Anita Wade and DDW, yeah. Late nights, deep talks, I just vibing for the day. Either way, you tuning in, you gon' leave with something to say. Energy contagious, yeah, the vibe stay true. Once you hit them one time, you coming back for part two. These girls be chatting. These girls be chatting. Talk that talk, two homegirls, they make it happen. Anita, DD, yeah, they snapping.
All right, guys, we have arrived to episode 16. Are we on? Yes, episode 16 of Two Homegirls Chatting. You're here today with your hosts, DDW and...
Anyway, hey guys. Oh, Huey P is here, but he won't be here for long.
The way he is chilling right now is hilarious. All right, guys, so our topic that we will be discussing today is grieving the life you planned. That's what we're going to be talking about today. So join us. If you have any comments or questions, please put them in the chat. We will respond to every single question and comment that we see. We will not be accepting anyone to join, but we will be answering any questions you have. Please put them in the comments. We will see them. But we must get into Negro Spirituals. Thank you for everyone who has joined us so far. So stick here with us. We're going to have a good time today. Let's see.
Oh, wow, Papa.
Negro Spirituals. I don't know if I did this one. I don't think that I did. So I'm going to go brown skin girl.
Okay.
That is an ultimate Negro Spiritual.
I agree. Brown skin girl, Beyonce. You such a Beyonce fan. It's crazy.
I am. I'm a Beyonce fan.
I'm going to go... Nobody's supposed to be here. Deborah Cox.
That is absolutely a Negro Spiritual. I'm going to go for just a second. That version that goes, bitch, I caught the bus. You know, I thought that was
40 Thieves version. Yes.
I thought that was something new. I thought that was something Gen Z had created. Apparently, I was mistaken, and it has been out as long as the song has been out. Damn near. I had no idea. I don't remember hearing that when I was young. I don't recall it at all. I made a whole post about it. I had to take the damn post down because the way Gen X and the millennials was in my Gen X. Yeah,
and the millennials.
And the millennials was in my.
It should have been the millennials because I am yet looking at you like, what, friend?
Right? Yeah, I don't recall it. I was about to say the Gen X and the Boomers, but I think it was Gen X and millennials in my comments. Like, girl, what are you talking about? Like, this is old. I had to delete the video because I did not know what I was talking about. I don't recall.
Okay, D. So. I believe I can fly.
Mm-hmm.
What goes next?
I got shot by the FBI.
Okay, because I had to check. I was really worried.
No, some versions.
I was yet worried.
Some alternate versions I've heard. Just like, you know what? Let me not go into that. I'm gonna go into my second Negro Spiritual, which is I'm gonna go rump shaker. All I want to do is zoom, and the boom, boom. That's what I'm gonna go with. Just shake your rump. I be feeling like I'm not close enough.
I'm gonna need you to take me through there. I'm gonna need you to run me through the thought processes on that one, Dee. Because girl, what?
I don't know. I don't know how to explain. It just sounds. I don't know. I feel like
Is it the
it's that.
saxophone?
I feel like it's that one party song or '90s party song, I should say, that everybody would know, like the Tootsie Roll.
Tootsie
It's
Roll.
like the butterfly. It's the Tootsie Roll. Okay, I don't know what I'm doing with this camera right now, but yeah, that's my
Okay,
thought.
I'll give you that one.
But not the rump shaker, not the zoom zoom in the boom boom.
I was giving you both. And I raise you. This is how we do it, Montel.
This is
Jordan.
how we do it. It's definitely more of a Negro spiritual than either one of those, actually. Absolutely. It's Friday night, and I feel all right. The party is here on the west side. Yep.
All of the gangbangers forgot about the drive-by. You know how slamming that party had to be?
For all the gangbangers, for all the
All of the
gangbangers,
gangbangers.
the
Nobody took a shift to do the drive-by.
Yeah, that is an amazing party. Definitely an amazing party. All right, shall we get right into our topic?
All right. So today we're talking about grief. But not grief of something that's actually tangible. Grief of things in terms of things that we thought were supposed to happen. I mean, grieving the life that you thought that you would have. Grieving the life that you did have that ended up changing because of one reason or another. We're talking about just even the grief of the way that you operate in certain spaces based on newer experiences. What part of the life that you used to live might you be grieving? So we're talking about those kinds of things tonight. So we would really like a lot of audience participation for this one. Tell us your stories. Let us know if you can relate to anything that we're talking about. Do you feel like that's a situation that you're in, Dee? Like,
overall, I would have to say no. I feel like we all have like moments in our lives where we kind of wish we would have zigged instead of zagged, or vice versa. But I don't have any major like, goddamn, I really fucked that up type things where I'm like, oh, I wish I could go back and redo that. But what I will say, to keep it small and light to start off, one thing I do grieve or I really miss is my high school experience. I really and truly.
sorry.
Oh. Get out of that toilet. I really truly miss my high school experience because I enjoyed just about every minute of it. I think like most of us, or maybe even all of us, we all have that high school drama thing going on. So I think I had those moments too, but overall I really enjoyed it. And I think we talked about this in a previous episode, probably our very first episode, how I did not go outside much before I got to high school. But when I got to ninth grade, I had these friends that kind of opened a lot of things up for me, like traveling on the bus. No, y'all, I did not get on the bus like that. My father drove me everywhere. Going downtown, the gallery, to different parts of the city, going to Towson and Owens Mills and different things like that. Even down to the cutting class and going to Old Town Mall, getting breakfast sandwiches. So I had so many fun moments during that time in my life that I grieve that. It was a very enjoyable time for me.
I enjoyed that time slightly as well. For me, I find myself grieving a lot of things. Not in the sense that it weighs me down, but like sometimes I'm like, damn, I wish that I could still have that. Like, I wish I grieved the body that I had at 18. I wasted all of my skinny years thinking I was fat.
I would have to agree.
And if I could go back in time, I would say, sister, you're not built to have a flat stomach anyway. It's okay. Just wear the belly shirt. Go and wear it. You can wear it out because your stomach it's not hanging over the jeans. It's not hanging over the leggings. Now the leggings have to hang over the stomach. They had to drape. They had to drape often. My leggings are like a hat for my stomach. And I just wish that I could just go back in time and start eating healthy at a younger age. And, you know, even something as simple as there are young men that have seen the inside of my coochie parts. I grieve the bodies that I caught. And I look back. I'm like, girl, why that the life you would live? And I wasn't like no super duper harlot or nothing like that. But like, I think back, like, dang.
I knew Monkey was gonna say something. I knew he wasn't gonna let us live.
The gym can help out. I'm sure that it could. I'm sure that right now I could have that body again. I want the one that I had for free, not the one I had to work for. I want the one that came natural. I want the first one.
You know what? See, I knew you was gonna help me out with this because that is one of my ones that I also grieve. You know what? And you know what? I'm gonna kind of tie in one of our older episodes too. I think it was maybe 3 episodes ago when we did old bullies. I had insecurities in certain aspects that should not have been there because there were older people saying, "Oh, your stomach stick out," or "Oh, you shape like this and shape like that." So in my mind, and you know, and I think, I don't know if this is something that boys go through, but this is definitely something that girls go through, where you look different in the mirror to yourself in the moment than what you actually look like. And it does not help with people constantly making comments, because I definitely felt the same way you felt, like, yeah, so I was pregnant, all kind of stuff. I definitely felt like, okay, well, my stomach must be huge. Like, my stomach must be massive, but it was just really the way my body was shaped.
Right.
That I had a little pudge. It wasn't like a stomach like the one I have now. So it's like, yeah, I would have to agree that I definitely grieve that. I'd be looking at pictures of myself like, girl, you look good. You look good. You look fine.
Now, we're going to hold on to this conversation that we're having right now in 2026 when we look back in 2056 and we got them potato salad arms.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't think I wonder if that's something that women ever get over, like this feeling of, yeah, I look okay now. This is exactly the body I want to be in.
When everybody says they really made her look like herself. That's probably the moment right there. Because like you just can't never get no full satisfaction. And I think that even I grieve a lot of stuff. Like I grieve the refund checks that I got from college that I didn't spend on shit that I should have spent it on. Like I think about I could have bought stocks in Netflix.
Yes, this is true.
I could have been rich had I known then what I know now.
But you know, that's a problem in our community of, you know, we just don't have much financial literacy.
Yeah.
We just don't spend money in the ways that we should at the ages that we should. So by the time we gain a little financial literacy.
Like they say, youth is wasted on the young.
Yes, it is. It is. Okay, so I don't know if I don't have any spending regrets. I don't think I have any. I don't think I have any financial regrets. I'm gonna go in. I guess I'll jump in.
Not even the timeshares.
Yeah, so I did have a timeshare back in the day. I don't know that I truly regret it, though. I think I kind of look at it as an experience more so, because it wasn't that difficult for us to get rid of. I ended up, making a bad decision, which ended up helping us out timeshare wise. And I had a credit card, had money on it, paid the timeshare off. That disappeared. Didn't have to worry about it anymore. But it was good while it lasted. We were able to take, I think, 2 trips where we used our timeshare. And the setup that we were able to get access to for using the timeshare was really nice. So I would say it was good while it lasted. It's not something that I truly regret, but it was a bad financial decision. I will say that. I'm gonna go. I wanted to kind of table this, but this is what I have right now, so I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna go into something a little sad. One thing I grieve, or I wish could have been different. I wish that my father would have lived long enough to see my daughter. I think about that often. I just wonder what the experience would have been like. And then I think about her now, her outspoken self, and how that would have worked with him. I don't see that. Let me not speak negatively. I think it would have been a battle a little bit between them, because she does not take no for an answer, even with me a lot of the times. And she gonna get the last word out, and she gonna speak her mind. And we were just having this conversation at my mother's house about how me and my father used to argue so much because I just would not let things be, because you're not going to say things to me that don't make sense, and I'm not going to say like that makes no sense. Like he used to say the wildest wildest things, like them Africans over there eating each other. I'm like, no, they are not. No, they're not, Dad. That's not happening. Who told you that? So we used to battle about stuff like that because I wanted him to. Let me see what Monkey's saying. She would have drove Mr. Gurney crazy, LOL. He would have been fussing with a 10-year-old. He absolutely would have been fussing because she wouldn't have let nothing go. But I do agree that I wish a lot of things. Like I wish he would have been here to see her, and just other experiences that I've had in my life since he passed. I wish he was here to see the growth of my little brother. When he passed, my little brother was 8. So that's one thing I grieve.
I didn't realize Gurney was that young.
Shane. Yeah, Shane was 8.
I didn't realize Shane was that young. Yeah.
As a matter of fact, the crazy thing is Shane's birthday was coming up. He was about to turn 9. My father passed on Halloween, and Shane's birthday was literally like November the 6th. So he was just about.
I think my mom.
Yep. Yeah, they got the same birthday. Yep.
That's something.
Yeah, so that's one thing I grieve.
Dang, we got a lot of likes.
Yeah, thank y'all so much
over
for the
1,000
likes
likes in the last 5 minutes. We love that for y'all. Thank you, guys. We love you guys. Thanksies. In the same lens, D, it's not so much, it is grief, but it's the grief of the possibility of what could have been. Like, I grieve the possibility of what my sister's lives could have been like had my stepmom lived longer.
Yeah.
I wonder what they would have been like had it not been. And it could have been worse because she could have been sick for longer, and it may have affected them that way, or it was clearly not meant for her to get better. But I often wonder what it would have been like had different choices had been made. Like what it would have been like had I been more actively involved with them when she passed. Would we be closer as sisters and things like that? Like, I grieve the wishes that I had for my relationships with my siblings.
Yeah.
And I know that it's not too late to build a relationship with them, but I'm grown.
Yeah.
And I'm tired. And I got a lot going on in my own life. So it's like, I catch you niggas when I catch you.
You know what?
But in my mind as a child, I just always knew, okay, when we're old enough, when we are all grown, we'll spend more time with each other because it'll be in our choices and not in our parents' choices. Because all my siblings is father side siblings.
Yeah.
So you know how that goes. It's a different dynamic. So in my mind, when we were all old enough to hang out with each other all the time, we were always going to do that. We were going to always spend time together. Yeah. I didn't take into account what it would be like to be an adult, jobs, kids, and all that stuff getting in the way. And even in the same lens with my mother's side of the family, like I wish that we were a closer knit group. Like, and I guess that's a a consistent thing for a lot of people. I'm not, once again, not an anomaly. I think I grieve the memories that I wish we would have been able to make over at least the last 10 years. Like, I get tired of going to funerals and saying, well, the family, we need to get together. We should hang out more. We should spend more time together. It's like, to a point, you're just like, okay, well, shit. I can only say it but so much. I can only plan an event every once in a while and hope that people show up. But if they don't, I mean...
Right.
So, those types of things I do grieve about.
Yeah. That's a good one. I think I kind of feel slightly the same when it comes to my siblings. I think a grief point in my life that I got past a long time ago was grieving the person that I wish my brother would have been. I've gotten over that grief many years back now, but I don't remember what year it was, but I remember the moment that I finally said, yeah, he's not going to do right, and I got to let it go. Because for a long time, well, let me say this. My mother has 5 kids. I have so many more siblings on my father's side I'm not going to get into. So, before my little brother got old enough to kind of realize what was going on, there was 4 of us. And myself, out of my other 2 siblings, I was always that advocate for him. I was always oh no, he's going to be doing right. He's going to get his life together. At one point in time, he told me he was going to go to medics because I went to medics for dental assisting. He told me he was going to do that. Another point, he told me he was going to the army, just all these things. And I was the one saying, guys, he's going to do it. He's going to do it right. And they would tell me like, Dee Dee, no, he's not. Like, he's not.
They already knew because they had already heard the story.
But I guess I'll go ahead and go into the moment that I was like, okay. So he told me one day, he was like, I'm going, I got to go to my recruiter house. Dee, you want to take me to my recruiter house? And I was excited. I was like, oh yes, let's go to your recruiter's house. Absolutely. So I took him, got to the block, to the house. There was clearly a party going on at said recruiter's house. Clearly a party going on. So at this moment, I'm like, okay, my brother has played me for a fool because, I'm naive to the fact, which I guess I should have known, because Sherelle attempted to join the Navy. It did not last long because she had spells where she would pass out. So they had to send her home. Gurney was in the Army. So I should have known better that recruiters always come to you. They come to your house. They do not have you meet them. So he had already duped me that way. But when we got to this block and I saw that there was a party going on, as he exited my car, he still came out of his mouth and said, Dee Dee, I'm going to go meet this recruiter now. Wish me luck. So I'm like, you played me for a fool once with this whole recruiter debacle. But then we get here and you still think I'm an idiot. Like, I don't see you going into this house with the party going. So in that moment, I'm like, okay, well, if he's going to play me for a fool, somebody who he claimed to love dearly, hold in such high regard over anybody else in his life, even his own children's mother, then he's not going to do right. He's not going to do right. So I kind of wiped my hands of it at that point. I don't know how long it took me to kind of grieve that process. I feel like it didn't take too long. But I did get over the point of grieving that relationship. But I think for other people, I wish it would be different. Like for his kids, I wish he would be a different person. For my mother, I wish he would be a different person. But yeah, I agreed that a long time ago. As far as my other siblings, I think I don't remember the moment, but there was a point in my life with my brother who was in the military, Gurney. There was a point in my life where I realized, oh, he's probably always going to be hundreds of miles away from me. From now on, there's never going to be a point where he's going to live around the corner or even live within hours of me. It's going to be what it is. But I was wrong because we lived about 3 hours away from each other at the point where he lived in Georgia. He lived in Savannah for a while. So I was very excited. I went to go see him. That made me very happy. And at this current moment, he's living in New Jersey. I'm living in Pennsylvania. He actually was in town at the moment that I moved here. So I got to
Oh,
see him. So that now makes me very happy that we're all in closer proximity to each other. Because for a long time, I was like, well, this is just going to be my life, his life. He's always going to be in Korea or in Hawaii or in some other state that's miles away. So I'm going to only be able to see him through video chat or something. So that's now something I no longer have to grieve. That
see, you
makes
never know what God got planned for you.
that talking. Hold on, Marky said talking about grieving
Wait,
the
wait.
life you didn't have. What's one thing you would have done differently, or one thing you would have told your younger self that you feel could have possibly changed your today?
Marquise keeping us some goldfishing, and I love that. What's funny is I was just about to talk about something along. No, no, you wasn't go fishing,
Oh,
but he know I be go fishing. He keeping us on track. He heard our conversation earlier, but
oh,
like, no, you weren't go fishing at all. That was really good. I was about to. I was almost about to go fish, but I was gonna go kind of where he was with the thing.
mm-hmm.
I was gonna say one thing that I grieve is all the times that I should have said no to somebody, but I didn't feel comfortable in
Yeah,
myself to
yeah,
say no without hurting somebody else's feelings. So I grieve for all the times that I inconvenienced myself
yeah,
for somebody that would not do the same for me.
yeah,
I absolutely grieve my time that was wasted because I can never get that bad. If I were to tell my younger self something today, it would be to only be concerned about the people who concern themselves with you.
yeah,
Not to be pressed to be in a space that you weren't invited to. Not that I've ever really been that way, but it's like when you start to feel like you're not comfortable in a space, don't break your neck to stay there.
yeah.
Leave. Like
Mm-hmm.
get about there. Get about of the space. Go ahead about your business.
Yeah.
Um
Hey.
hey agent. But yeah, that's something that I wish I could go back and tell my younger self, like, hey, you don't have to please people.
Yeah.
You don't have to inconvenience yourself for for friendship. Now, it's okay to do that. Sure, inconvenience yourself sometimes because
Sometimes.
you don't
Yep.
have to be a selfish person. But when
Right.
it gets to the point where you gotta question the level of friendship, you should start to kind of choose yourself sometimes.
Yeah. I'm sitting here racking my brain because I don't know. I'm gonna keep it light.
You know, one friendship I miss, the one
What?
friendship I grieve from time to time.
What?
I know it took me years to admit this, but sometimes I miss my friendship with Andre.
Oh really?
I
I
do.
can
I
see
sometimes
that.
miss our friendship because
I can see that.
we were really good friends
Yeah, we are
and
close.
we were really close.
Mm-hmm.
And we ended a friendship over something very stupid.
Yeah, it was dumb. It was dumb.
It was very dumb. I mean, at the core level, at the
Mhm.
time, it wasn't dumb, but it was something that was stupid, something that could have been a simple conversation, but also it may not have been
You know,
because
you go ahead. You go ahead and finish.
so there are some friendships. I would say that's like one of the only friendships that I ended that I miss
Mm-hmm.
for the aspects. Now, I don't regret a lot of ending of friendships. Like I've not lost that many friends to begin with. Yes, who's that? One of my old children. I hope that I
Uh-huh.
know who that child is. I know exactly who that child is, and I want you to change your avatar.
Hi,
That was
Kai.
very wrong.
But
That was so wrong.
I
That
was
was
trying to
actually
think.
wrong.
I don't know if this is gold fishing, but
That's my favorite student. If I'm thinking about one of my favorite students from this year. He and I have the same birthday. So happy almost birthday, Kai.
happy almost birthday, favorite student.
Tell nobody
I
use
don't
my
know
favorite.
if this is gold fishing, but I do not believe. I would say it was stupid. I would say the way that friendship ended was stupid because it wasn't. Let me preface this for anyone
I can
watching.
tell the people. Should I tell the people how it ended?
Sure, because it ended with all of us, not just you. I don't think
Oh
it
yeah,
ended.
I might have been the last straw.
Yeah, I think so. I don't. Well, you tell your recollection. I'll tell my recollection of what happened.
So the way that we ended up, our friendship ended because our friend put a post up on Facebook. He was like, my friends don't never want to do nothing fun. Like, let's go to a museum or go out of the city, do something different. And we were already in a space where there was a little bit of animosity among the whole friend group because we were in transition in life. And I
Yeah.
think we all should have been in a space where we were starting to understand and develop empathy for each other in the spaces that we were in. But we were still young.
Yeah.
And there wasn't a certain level of grace
Yeah.
for all parties. Some people
This is true.
felt like others weren't reaching out
Yes.
as much as they could, but those same parties were not doing any reaching either.
Right.
So when it came to our friendship ending, he and I had already had a spat, and I had let it be known. Another one of these, and our friendship is over because I don't go back and forth with my friends like this. I'm not a real housewife of any city.
Right.
So he put that post up on Facebook, and I commented under it. I said, your friends, I said, some of your friends are doing those things, but you choose not to be around those friends. And then he put under the post, he was like, well, some of my friends only invite me to stuff that they have going on. Like when they have comedy shows, they only invite me. Now, mind you, I had invited you to a comedy show. You came to I had to pick you up for the comedy show, and I only picked you up from the comedy show. I wasn't even really picking you up for the comedy show. I was picking you up because you were being drunk and belligerent outside of your job.
I remember
And
that.
I picked you up for the comedy show that made me late to the comedy show that I was a part of.
Yeah, I remember.
Which made me look bad professionally. So when that statement was made, I was in a very different space mentally than I am now. So I started to go off under the comments, and then before I did that, I was like, you know what? Let's just use the block button.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. And that's what ended the friendship.
I think for me it was simpler, and it was probably a little easier for me to let go of that friendship because, like you said, y'all were a lot closer. But it was really the same type of situation. It was the nobody supports me and nobody thinks about me. Nobody checks on me kind of thing. Yes, Kai, thank you so much. And you're welcome. And that conversation, I don't know if it was a conversation or if it was just a rant. It came months after I had just became a mother. And the fact that you're complaining about nobody reaching out to you, like we don't have full-blown life things happening, was ridiculous to me. Because I remember having conversations with him on the phone with just him after I had Troy. And I don't think at any point it was him reaching out to me. It was always, let me call Dondra and see what he doing. It wasn't, well, let me check on her. She's a new mother. Let me check on her mental stability. Let me see how she's doing. And it was always guys, I'm depressed. I'm going through a depression. Nobody's checking on me. Nobody's calling me. How much do you want me to call you? Like, I'm somebody's mother. I cannot sit on the phone with you all day, every day, just shooting the shit. Like, I can't do that. So I think it was easier for me to let go of it because we weren't as
We
close.
actually name drop quite often on here.
Oh, yeah.
Because ain't nobody going to beat us up.
Yes, we do name drop a lot. Yeah, because of that, and I didn't have the energy at that time to do anything else but be a mother, to be honest. Like, I was going through a depression of my own. I'm not about to keep track of you.
Not yet.
No, we did not name drop you in the middle of your own. Right, in the middle of my own postpartum depression, which I couldn't even see in the moment. You want me to constantly check on you, which I was.
I feel like we have said Gentle's name a couple of times, but in a sense of like when we're talking about going to places or doing stuff. Because I definitely name dropped Gentle a few weeks ago when I was talking about how loud y'all used to be in the hallway.
Yeah, last week we did name drop you. Talked about how loud you was. You used to beat on the wall and all on the lockers and shit. We used to sing
3-6 Mafia as loud as screaming. First it was 3-6, and then it transitioned into Lil Wayne.
Yes, yeah, but yes, yeah. So I could not keep track. I can't speak for all of the rest of our friends and why they were able to let go of that friendship, but I know none of us are friends with him, and
I think he and Crystal are still in touch, but
okay, but yeah, I couldn't do it.
Well, in any event, if people so happen to see this, we wish you all the best. Well, I do. I don't know about you.
Now that we're on, I do wish everyone the best because we're adults. Like I don't hold any animosity or any grudges toward anyone today. I just realized as an older person that not everybody is going to last with you or grow with you. There are certain friendships that you just have to let go. So I don't hold any grudges. I just realized that, they weren't going to continue. Well, I know this isn't about me, but I was close with y'all back in the day. But I think she's still typing. Mm-hmm. What I will say now that we're on friendships, I don't know. I think for a little while, I did grieve my friendship with Sade. Admit I wasn't a good friend, so I feel like we naturally grew apart.
But even with that, we were all in different transition in our lives. Like at this point, you got to give yourself some grace. But it's good that you can see now, like, okay, maybe I wasn't the best of friend because I wasn't the best friend to Sade.
I was the best friend to Sade. So I'm gonna get into that in a minute. But Gentle, I'm gonna respond to what you were saying. The way I had to get to a point with Gentle where I was like, you know what? Because the way I used to invite her so many places, and she would be the type
worried about bitches is real.
She was. That was the problem. She was definitely too worried about bitches. I used to be like, all right, Gentle, we going to this place. She'd be like, all right, I'm coming. It'd either be one or two things. Either she don't show up at all, or it'd be like, all right, I'm leaving out right now. I'm getting in the tub right now. I'm doing this next transition step right now. And it would never be like, you would never see her face. So I'm like, you know what? I can't. I'm tired of inviting you. You ain't showing up. So I'm gonna be real about that one. But
Marquise, remember? Yes. I know we talked about this before, Didi. And y'all know me. I'm good for bringing some shit up from the past. I think we talked about this maybe on the first episode when Didi cut me off. You remember you cut me off, Didi?
No, we didn't talk about it. We didn't talk about it. So. Oh, you know what? I think you was the only one I didn't cut off. I think it was kind of like a mutual cutting off. You was the only one that was giving it back to me. And we didn't talk for like 2 days. It was like 2 days.
I ain't cut Didi asshole. I ain't cut Didi. I was avoiding Didi.
You said
Didi cut me off, and I was avoiding Didi because I didn't want to get cussed out. So then I was like, all right, let me put my big girl panties on and figure out why she's mad at me.
I kind of want to tell her. Or do you want to tell it?
You tell it because I don't even remember.
All right, so I'm going to tell that and then I'm getting to Sade. So, I don't know. I think it was another one of those transition periods, right? I think that was at a point in my life where I didn't fully realize yet that Anita was my best friend. So, I had a little jealous spirit in me. Anita was in college. And she would always have these events and be going out with her line sisters and stuff like that. And me and Crystal would be inviting her places. And I don't think it was necessarily that she didn't want to come. I think I just didn't fully have like a real grasp on what college life is like and how busy you can be. So in my mind, I created this narrative that she was avoiding us in favor of her new friends, right? So I caught a little attitude. And
I never knew that's what it was.
That's what it was. And we got into a little spat. But let me tell you what Anita said to me. Because look, y'all, I'm the type of person, I think I've gotten better a little bit. Just a little bit. I'm the type of person, when I have a beef with somebody, whether it be one-sided or not, I'm quick with the cutoff. I am quick with the cutoff, okay? So Anita said to me, I remember it verbatim because I was shopping in the grocery store with Marquise. I had to read him this text, and he kind of had that look like, well, she was like, what did she say? Every year, I think you said every year you get angry with somebody, or every year you cut a friend off. I guess I'm just this year's friend. I was like, damn, what you said, I have not gotten better. I was like, damn. I read that to Marquise, and he kind of had that face on like, well, it ain't no lie. You every year you cut somebody off. But I swear I think we wasn't talking for like two days.
And then like it wasn't no real beef.
It wasn't a real beef. And then that was it. And then let me tell you how Crystal called me and cussed me out. She gonna call me talking about, I don't know what the two of y'all got going on, but don't involve me in nothing. Don't call me no more. Don't text me no more. I don't want to hear nothing about what y'all got going on. Period. And I was like, all right, Crystal.
Because I probably called Crystal asking what the fuck was going on.
Right. And she called me like, look, don't put me in the middle of that shit. I don't want nothing to do with it. Don't.
She was good for don't put me in that shit.
She was. Crystal was.
Lord have mercy.
So my friendship with Sade, I think I grieved it for a little while when I was younger. This is what happened with Sade, and it was the dumbest friendship breakup ever. And I will preface this by saying I did not end this friendship. I didn't do it. What happened was we had another friend, as Gentle has mentioned, who was all about her boyfriends. Every time she got a new boyfriend, she was
couldn't help that because she was a Gemini.
So are you. I never had that issue.
Because I ain't never had a boyfriend.
Well, you did. Well, at that
I had
time,
niggas I was fucking with.
Yeah, you might probably not at that time. But she just was one of them ones who was all up under her boyfriend type thing. So it was a specific night.
That'd be the worst thing, yeah.
I was working at Yeah. So I was working at my first dental assistant job. I think it was like daylight savings time. It had to be, because I know I got off work 5-6 o'clock, but it was already dark. We had already made plans prior to this day. Me, Crystal, and Sade, we were going to go out somewhere. Already made plans. I did not have a car at the time. I was on the bus, so I was going to either catch the bus to go home or catch the bus to meet them somewhere. So I was literally on the bus stop outside of my job, and we were on the phone. All right, y'all, what we doing kind of thing. Me and Crystal was good for anything. We waiting on Sade to decide what she wanted to do. So
Sade boyfriend always had a car.
She's sitting in mind you, it was just supposed to be us three going out. Me, Sade, Crystal, and that's it. But you know, Sade was famous for the bring along. She was famous for, I'm going to bring people every time we go out somewhere. Mm-hmm. So she's sitting there talking to, I forgot her boyfriend name at the time. Tapping him, talking about, hey, what you want to do? What you think? What you think the plan should be? What you want to do? And I was pissed.
It was Ryan. I don't. In my mind,
I think it was Ryan. I was pissed because I was tired. I had just got off work. It's nighttime. I'm on the bus stop. Like, let's make a fucking decision. So I said in a very direct and loud voice, Sade, I don't care about what he wants to do. This is supposed to be about me, you, and Crystal. What do you want to do? It don't matter what he want to do. All right, don't end my life. I don't know what I said, but I don't care what he want to do. Let's go out somewhere. And she was just like, I'll call y'all back. And I didn't think anything of it. I didn't get a sense of irritation in her voice or nothing. I just knew at that point, like, all right, well, let me go home. I told Crystal bye. I was like, I'm going home because it's clear that we're not going nowhere. Days later, I think it was like maybe like a week, I would be texting her, calling her, and I felt this kind of cold shoulder from her. Until it got to the point that Crystal let me know that she was saying that she didn't fuck with me no more because of what I said on the phone. I said, okay, cool. Because you don't got to tell me but one time that you don't fuck with me no more. That's fine with me. So that was the end. That was pretty much the end of that friendship because...
Oh, hey, Chris. There you go, Crystal. Girl, we was just talking about you.
Yeah, we was.
Can we invite Crystal? Crystal ain't never gonna join us.
Crystal, you want to come up? Because we here
No,
name
she
dropping.
don't.
Yeah, so after that happened, I was just like, okay, fuck it. Because it's like, girl, you could have just had a conversation with me and said that everybody, look, every one of y'all hooked us up at this point. But just to say, actually, Didi and Marquise owe me now that I think about it because I hooked them up. I'm going to tell that story too, maybe. I don't know that we on grief, so I can't goldfish too much. But yeah, because I'm like, girl, you could have called me at any time that I was calling you, contacting you, and said, hey, I felt the way about the way you said it.
Yeah.
Instead of going behind my back saying, oh yeah, I don't fuck with her. But the thing is, she never expected it to get to me. So I think me not being friends with her caught her off guard. But you're not going to tell people that you don't fuck with me like that and just have me chasing you down. That's not going to happen.
And it's funny because me and my almost birthday twin, Sade, did the same exact thing. Because I did the same thing with Sade. This is Gentle's ass. Not even Gentle. I think it might have been the name, who shall remain nameless. But we know who we talking about. So I told that couple of folks that I ain't fuck with Sade no more because she was a goddamn liar.
Oh, that's
and I said I just can't deal with somebody who is a habitual fucking liar. But me and her had the most. We was beefing about something that had something to do. I want to say it had something to do with Dondre. Okay. I want to say that. I want to say that because I don't really remember this like 20 years now. But we were beefing. We weren't even really beefing. I just was like, I don't want to fuck with her like that because she's a goddamn liar. Yeah. So he's lying about some shit. And I said that. And of course, she calls me like, I heard that you don't like me. You don't fuck with me anymore. And I feel like Gentle was on the phone with us. I don't remember. Like, that's how long ago it was. But I remember being so mad that Gentle, like, Gentle, why the fuck would you tell her ass that I said that? I ain't mean it.
That's petty for them to tell on you. That's the crazy thing.
It was probably Karina.
It probably was. Yo, Karina, the way she got all up and through our friendship and sowed these seeds of negativity.
I mean,
you know what?
She was a Tyler Perry villain. I don't know what the hell
she was something else. One thing I do regret, even though we're not friends to this day, and I don't remember if I ever apologized to him. I know that we eventually became friends and it was kind of all cool type thing, but I do regret not being friends with Dondre for that little bit of time because I was listening to some shit Karina said. She told me that he was saying something negative about Marquise or something, and instead of me,
he probably was.
He could have been, but at the same time, I feel like I talked to Gentle later, and Gentle said that didn't happen. I forgot how I ended up finding out that Dondre did not actually do what she said he did. So I felt bad because I'm like, instead of me asking him about it, I immediately just stopped talking to him instead of confirming it with him. But Karina used to do little shit like that. So, But we ended up being friends for the, a little bit of time that we were friends before the point where we did not become, but we were no longer friends again. But as
you know what I don't grieve, Didi?
What?
I don't grieve none of these niggas.
That's a good one.
Don't grieve none of these niggas.
That's a good one.
If anything, I am thankful for what hasn't happened. Like, I escaped every relationship or situationship or whatever ship that I had. If I was shipping with these niggas on a boat, whatever, I have escaped it without any longshoremen.
Yeah.
With no arbitrary children.
Yeah, no ties. Some people don't get away like that.
Yeah, I don't have no bankruptcies or no shit like that because of a nigga. Like, I ain't paying no alimony like Mary J. Blige. Like, I'm just not dealing with any of those issues. And I'm happy about that because,
that's some real sometimes
we think about what we don't have. And we think about the situations that we've been in, we don't think about it in terms of what God has delivered us from. So
Yeah.
as much as I want to talk about, the grieving of it all, we should also talk about the gratitude that comes from the wisdom that we got,
Yeah.
the ability to breathe after being in certain situations, because I just think about how, I know I told you the story about the time I had to kick the nigga out my car?
I don't know if I remember that one.
I'm gonna tell it fast. So I had gave this young man my phone number who I wasn't interested in, under the
I
guise
do
of, oh,
remember.
let's just be friends.
Tell it though. I remember now.
Long story short, I had to cuss a nigga out after leaving him on the side of Emerson Avenue because he called me out my name and started beating up on my dashboard. That, long story short, but I think about it like, yo, what if he would have punched me? My little Nissan Sentra might have turned. Like, it could have, like,
Yeah.
the fact that we used to hack.
Yeah, we used to hack like a motherfucker.
We could have got hacked up.
Yeah. That's some real stuff. I lost the thought. I forgot what I was about to say. Okay, I remember now. So, what you were just saying about it being just a learning experience that we go through these things, I think that is why I was having a hard time with the topic in general, because it's nothing that stood out for me that I could look back on and say, oh, I wish that was completely different, because I'm kind of grateful for the experiences that I did have.
Yeah.
Because it made me who I am. It got me to where I am in this moment in life. I am very happy. So it's not much that I can really look back on and say, oh, I really should have did that differently. But I can say something like, I should have took my ass to class. Most of those times I was cutting, I should have took my ass to class and learned something. The way monkeys used to tell me, like, why y'all keep cutting class? Why y'all don't go to the way, man?
What reason did we have?
We have a reason.
Even not what to be there, just because we ain't like the teachers.
But I feel like I remember cutting gym. I remember cutting Stolly.
Well, we wasn't learning shit.
I don't remember what other. I don't think I really cut many classes. I think just the unnecessary. Like, Stolly is gonna pass us anyway.
You used to cut class. I used to cut school.
Yeah, I don't think I cut. I think sometimes I did. Sometimes I did. Not often. But I would like cut Stolly class, or I don't even remember who I had 12th grade year. Just insignificant classes that you knew, like, they gonna pass you anyway. What is the point? I'm not going to put them gym clothes on. I'm not going to that class. So yes, we would leave and go. Mostly we would be at time off. To be honest, it wasn't many times that we skipped the whole day. If we did skip the day, we probably like went down the gallery or something like that.
Was at my house.
But, yeah, we was at your house. If we skipped the class, we just went to time off. Or there was a time where we kept trying to order in. We kept trying to get them to deliver food to the school, and they was like, "We're not doing." A couple times they did. We would just go outside the building. But I think they started to catch on, like, we're not delivering to y'all. Like, we cannot deliver.
That's some hating ass shit. Like, why can't I order food? I think, you know what? We talk about passing laws about dumb ass shit.
Just to say, sometimes relationships and everything happens for a reason and a season, but the memories remain. This is
that is true.
And Marquis said y'all made Stolly regret putting y'all in B4. I was the only one in B4 from our little group.
But I definitely was not nowhere near no opportunities. I just got all I got was school.
B4 was amazing. The funny thing is B4 was amazing, but it makes me think, what did Stolly see in me that he thought I needed to be in that program? Like, what was it about me where he was like, yeah, she needed to be in that motherfucker? I thank Stolly though, because I had a good ass time in that program. I loved it. I loved every moment of it. Miss Gray was funny. Yeah, Stolly wasn't really funny. He was just white. Yeah, I really like Stolly. I ain't even gonna lie. He used to always talk about being dyslexic. Guys, I'm dyslexic. I can't. Can you help me spell this word? I don't understand.
Very much so.
He was. He said, if I knew what it was. He probably wouldn't. He probably would have chose. If he knew what that program was going to be doing, he probably would have chose some scholars. Because when I tell y'all, let me explain. So this B4 program that we were in, what it was, I guess it was some affiliation that our school had with Constellation Energy. So we went down to the Constellation Energy building, and I don't know how it worked. I guess I don't know if people signed up or they picked certain employees, but basically each student that went to Constellation Energy, we were assigned 2 mentors apiece. And they were just people that worked in the building. So what we would do, we would go to Constellation Energy in the morning. I think we would have like a little sit down talk. I don't remember what the talk was about. Then we would go off with our mentors and we would go to their workstations. I still don't really know. I think it's kind of like a marketing or like a trading type office. So they would kind of show us their computer screens and show us what they did for a living. At that age, I didn't understand that shit. After we would do that, we would go off to lunch. And Constellation Energy is right down at the harbor. I don't know if it's still there. So lunch was amazing. We could literally pick any place we wanted to go down the harbor and they would take us. So we would get free food. We would sometimes go on these little trips. And every year they took us to the Oriole Stadium to watch the game, and we always got to sit in the skybox. And the food in the skybox is amazing. 10,000 likes!
I was trying to do like a thing. I was trying to do an effect for my face, but it didn't work.
No, I don't think we got Oreo seats. I can't remember. One time they let me bring Marquis, so he got to enjoy the skybox. It was amazing. So I think if Stolly had realized all the amazing opportunities and experience that we were going to have, he probably would have chose some scholars. He probably would have. But I thank Stolly for that experience, even though not talk to my mentors. There was only one of them who I was trying to stay in contact with, but things happen in life. Can't stay in contact with everybody. the glasses and the mustache is hilarious.
I look just like him. Hold on. Yes, take this part back. Yeah, looks like my dad.
Okay, what we got? We got three more minutes to get to our wait one black ass minute. What else we got on the topic? Anita Face when your screen pause has me rolling.
I look just like my dad.
You do look just like your father. That's hilarious.
I would make a fine man. Sometimes I wish I was born a man, but like not when it comes to like paying bills or not being able to express my emotions or sex. Because I would not want to have to put all the work in. Like I would not want to have to take the trash. I would not want to have to like carry groceries for bitches. I would not want to have to do no shit like that. I would not want to have to.
Carrying the groceries? That's funny.
Yeah, I don't want to do none of that. I don't even want to do it for myself.
It's hard out here for the men.
Now that I see these faces are available.
Yeah, they definitely are. And I just realized that today too. But
I was trying to find the one you had with the cow faces.
Which one was it? What I will say, man, this grief thing, it's tricky. It's tricky. Here's another thing I grieve. I think I grieve my childhood in general. I think I grieve. I say a lot that we should try our best to make sure our children stay children, because they are not children for a long time. They spend very little time as children, and when they become adults, that's it. There is no transition into anything else. That you're just an adult for the rest of your life, and you're going to have to take care of yourself and your own responsibilities for the rest of your life. And that's so ghetto. So I grieve being a child, in certain aspects, not having certain responsibilities, all the fun I had, the 90s was just so amazing. I grieve all the Saturday morning cartoon days and the sitting around with my family days doing nothing or doing everything, playing board games. I had this conversation with my family the other day, how I used to make them play Monopoly. I was the youngest in the family for a long time. So anytime I say y'all gonna sit down and play this game with me, that's exactly what happened. And
That is so violent, Dee.
I played many a game of Monopoly, and they had to play every single time. I grieve the every Halloween we would play games for candy. So we would all go trick or treat and have buckets and buckets of candy. We would sit down and play a game, and whoever won would get like a stack of candy. Christmases was amazing. Putting trees up together, and I don't think we. My mother definitely pretended to be Santa Claus. I don't remember if we did the whole leaving cookies out thing. I can't recall if we did that. But I definitely remember sneaking downstairs trying to see if I could catch Santa Claus. That's one I'll say. I agree with certain aspects of my childhood that I wish I could go back for like a week to revisit.
Yeah. I know how that feels. Like, yeah, you sound like you grieve being the youngest. I found that screen on a thing, Gentle. It was one of the effects. But definitely sound like that's what you the Marquis sounds like he on point.
I don't grieve it only because I was the youngest for a good amount of time, for 11 years. So the good part of the childhood that I actually miss, Shane was not thought of yet. I'll put it that way. By the time Shane was born, I was 11. So the really good gunk of experiences that I had occurred before that age. So it's not too much that I really grieve as much after the fact that he was born. I was very happy to be a big sister. For a second, I thought I was going to be a big sister to a little girl, but that's all right. I was so happy with my little brother because he was the cutest little baby I had ever seen in my life. And I wanted to be before when Andre drew a picture of Dondre over the summer.
I wonder how Andre is doing. I ain't seen him lately. I ain't seen him the last couple of years. I used to see him ride past by a little something from every once in a while.
I saw him on Jasmine's. Jasmine had posted a picture of him like a year ago, 2 years ago. So they was hanging out one time. So that's the last time I saw him being actively out and about. I forgot what I was about to say. But it is 10:02 and we must wait one black ass
minute. What you starting with, Dee?
So I did say before that I didn't have any pleasant wait one black ass minutes. I'm just trying to figure out, do I want to go to the extreme or not? So I will start with this. You know what? I think I mentioned that one before. So I'll go with this one. There were two young men, brothers. They were not twins, but surprisingly, they were born on the same day, a couple years apart. They got a call from their sister to come over to her house because she was being abused by her boyfriend.
Oh, I know you're talking about.
Yep. And they got there and the boyfriend unalived both of them. So now I don't know exactly how it went down. I don't know if as soon as they arrived, he unalived them, or they somehow got their way into his house and he unalived them. I don't know how it happened. But I would like to put out a PSA to say, all right, Gentle, we'll see you later. Thank you.
Love you, honey. See you soon.
So many things. I want to say so many things. The first thing I would say is that a lot of times when women, or maybe even some young men, get into these relationships, they have this notion that whatever they have to deal with from their partner is something that's only going to affect them, but that is not the case. Because if it's going to be a situation that's going to get sticky like that, and you feel like you got to call up your father or your uncle or your brother or whoever, you're now putting them into a position that could be detrimental to their life. So my first thing would be, stop getting into these relationships that you feel finicky about, thinking, okay, well, I'm just stick in there. I'm going to deal with it because it's only affecting me. No. And even if it's not going to affect your family members physically, it's still emotionally affecting them seeing you go through something so traumatizing. So that would be my first thing. Please try to avoid those type of situations. But if you are in a situation like that, please call the cops. Do not call your brother or your father or your sister or your mother. Don't call anybody and don't call anybody that you love to come help you with any situation. Call the cops because
No, for
another
real.
thing that you don't think about is the family that they have. I don't know what was going on in those brothers' lives, but they could have had children. They also have a mother. They also have other family members that are also going to grieve them. So not only did you lose two brothers, but so did everybody else in their life.
And it, not to sound harsh, but it's kind of your fault for judgment because you brought them into a situation that you didn't necessarily have to. And it's like, I guess we don't all think about it like this because there's this preconceived notion that men who beat up on women won't beat up on men. And it's not a preconceived notion. They don't. They pull guns on them because they can't fight. So it's like you had your brothers bring fists to a gunfight and you didn't even know it. And it's unfortunate. And I think about that all the time. Like, I try my best not to even get into no arguments with no men or nothing like that because I don't want to call my brothers. I don't want to call my father. I don't want to call my godfather. I don't want to call no man that I love to come and protect me. I'm calling the cops. And I mean the white ones. On your ass. If you decide that you got to decide to put your hands on me, I'm calling them folk on you.
Definitely calling them folk. Because at that point, I have no issue with you getting put under the jail. But I'm not risking my family members on this nonsense. I think that's absolutely.
I don't give a damn if they put you under the jail or they gonna hang your mother making plates. It don't make a difference to me. Don't. I'm just not calling my brothers or my father or no man that I love to do it.
Yeah, that's true. So yeah, that's my Wait One Black Ass Minute. Y'all just please be careful of these relationships that you're in. If you're not going to be though, keep them to yourself. Don't put them on your family members and those who you love.
No, that's real. Mine is a little different. It's not a dark topic, but it's in diaspora war news. Once again, people love a clip and don't love a full show. It's like there is this deliberate push to have black people against or FBAs against other members of diaspora, our diasporic cousins, if you will. Like Marquis said, especially if you're going back to the last topic we were talking about. Yeah, because if you're going to go back to him, I'm not about to go to jail. If I'm in jail and I hear that you went back to the nigga that I'm in jail about, when I get out, I'm on your head. I got to whoop you till I go back because you done took some time of my life for somebody you was going back to. That's real, Marquise. No, for real. Oh, but I was saying, in diaspora war news, there is, of course, another deliberate attempt to create some type of beef between foundational Americans and foundational Black Americans and members of our diasporic nations.
Right.
So David, I don't know how to say his last name, from London. He's a Nigerian man. He played in quite a few things. Nothing that I can think of off the top of my head, though. But he's a really good actor or whatever. He was on a show with the podcast with Godfrey, who you also know is a Nigerian American, I believe first generation. Now, one thing I can say about Godfrey is that he has made it abundantly clear how he feels about African Americans in the sense that he often speaks highly of us. He often talks about the contributions that we've made to the United States and things like that. But people are on his neck and they're on David Oyeloya's. I want to say this is his name, Oyeloya.
You talking about the guy who was in the movie? Dang, Get Out? Not Get Out.
No, not him. Another British American. Do they call themselves Afro Brits? Or they just British? Because how we're African American, the Afro comes first. But if you are of African descent and you are British, I've been wondering about that. do they just call themselves British? They not Afro nothing?
I have no idea.
It does create a different perspective because Godfrey was born here, but only to a certain extent, because as we all know, there is familial influence there. But in any event, they were doing a podcast or whatever, and David O, we're gonna call him David O, was going through his process of how he gets to a Southern accent. And he starts off by saying, it starts off,
him?
Yes, him.
Okay.
That man.
Yeah.
Please get that screen fixed.
I know.
He was saying how he starts off, and he was essentially saying it in the sense that that's how his process is, but it also sounded from just the clip that he was saying that's how the Southern accent was derived for Black people. So he was saying it starts off as a strong, thick Nigerian accent, and then it gets slowed down, and then you add a little subservience into it, and then you end up with a Southern accent. Now, people are taking a lot of offense to him saying subservient.
I knew you was about to say that.
And it's just like, do we want to not admit that that's how the accent came about? It didn't come from just being in the environment.
Yeah.
Because if they were still, if it just came from them being in the environment, they would still be speaking their native tongues.
Mm-hmm.
We would still be speaking native tongue. Yes, it absolutely has something to do with subservience. That's not to say that the current Southern accent is steeped in subservience. That's saying that is the origin. Like, it's okay that some stuff originated from people being enslaved people. Yeah. That's not a dig at Southerners. Yeah. That's just historical accuracy. But they're mad at him because he is a British person, or Nigerian Brit, as Marquise just told me that they call themselves. That's a lot of words, but big words for Elmo. But he didn't say nothing wrong, but they're mad at him and Godfrey. They're mad at Godfrey for laughing. Well, Godfrey was like, and then he was like, when you speed it back up, and then he was like, "It's a Nigerian. You're Nigerian. You're free again." I think people are taking offense, but he's a comedian. Like, come on, like, he's a comedian. Like, he was saying that in jest, and it makes me mad when you have people like Godfrey who really do go about speaking positively about the Black community constantly. Like, I've heard him say way more positive things about the Black community than I've heard him say negative things about the Black community. If anything, if I've ever heard him making like Black-ish kind of jokes, it was him joking on himself by using a faux accent in jest. I've never heard him
I have not either.
Any disparity against the Black community. It's just like, yo, y'all want to pick fights. Some stuff be valid, but some stuff y'all just want to pick fights about. Like, they're not down talking us. They're not saying nothing bad about us. What he said was accurate than a motherfucker. Like, there was people in the comments about some subservience isn't a dialect, but it can be the cause behind like, y'all be wanting to be smart and y'all sound fucking stupid. A lot of the
accent itself has changed significantly since the times of slavery. Like, let's just be real. If you go back and watch any movie where they're depicting a Southern accent of the time, it's completely different. Yeah, it definitely has a subservient tone to it. Absolutely, even for the white people,
right?
It's not just a Black thing. They definitely had a subservient tone to it. Absolutely.
Like, we even talk about the Southern charm aspect of it. Of course, for Black people, though, there was 100% subservience because they were literally
100%
enslaved. Like, let's not pretend like that's not an origin. It's a thing. And that's not to say that it doesn't make you any less intelligent. It doesn't make you any less free in 2026. But if we're talking about things that were historical, that's facts. And I feel like sometimes so it was somebody in the comments who was like, we pick a lot of logical fallacies in our arguments. So it was one girl in one of the comments was like, if he was playing a white character, the language that he's using about how he gets through his process would be different. He wouldn't have said subservient. He wouldn't be playing a white character.
Right. What?
He wouldn't be playing a white character. So that argument alone, I just be thinking like, do people read the stuff?
Yep, words like that. Monkey said I done heard some
Yes,
people doing stuff. Yes, massa. All that stuff is subservient accents, subservient words. That's how they used to talk back in the day. That's
and that's
absolutely
not to say that now you talk like a slave. I think people in the South a lot of times have some hangups about the representation, because there are people throughout the United States even that make it seem like people who are from the South are less educated, or they're slower, or they're from like they're hicks, or whatever the case may be. And I think that's not accurate so much for Black people, because a lot of our HBCUs are in the South.
Yeah.
A lot of us are we're educated in the South, technically. I mean, then they even get into like the beef about what states are southern states and all that other stuff like that. So that even when you get into that type of nonsense, and we have way more stuff that we need to be worrying about than semantics of. And I think it's only because he is a Black Brit, and they have been known for like being like a Cynthia Erivo, finding something negative to say about us. But I think if we waste our time getting mad about every single thing instead of seeing some stuff for what it is, we waste our time. Like, some shit is not enough to be mad about, especially when, like, it was people in the comments like, yeah, I been knew about Godfrey. Like, come on, no the fuck you did not. You don't even follow him. You don't know nothing he got going on. You don't watch nothing he's doing. You don't follow his page. You don't really follow, because if you did, you wouldn't be saying that. Yeah. I like Godfrey.
Yeah, I like him.
Fine.
All right, let's see. Are we gonna go more into wait mom black ass minutes, or I have a few?
Oh wait, Marquis said it'd be more so poverty level than latitudinal position, and you just use big grown words, and I have finished my cut water. So break it down further, Marquis.
I think I get what he's saying. Because I understand what you're saying about the HBCUs and everything. So there are a lot of us in the South who are educated. A lot of I don't want to say a lot because I don't know the statistics, but there are people up north with lower poverty speed. Yes, they do. They absolutely do. It's not they do. It's not so much a Southern accent though, in the way we're speaking of, but it's definitely it's broken English to an extent. But I wonder if the people who are in these HBCUs, they travel from all different parts of the country. So I don't know the statistics of the students who go to the school
that
who
are coming from
already
I get what you're saying, yeah.
So I would not call them slow. That's not what I would call them. And it also depends on what state they're in, what part of the South they live in. I'm just going to put it like this based on my experience. They have a very different attitude. I'll leave it there. They have a very different attitude. They have a very different way of living. You get a country educated person, you can understand every word they're saying. Yeah, you can. And
like that football player who is also from Memphis. That one that they keep saying is the countryest nigga. That's such a. First of all, the fact that you said get an educated person and then go to TI is crazy, because that nigga just read the dictionary in jail. He has a word of the day calendar. He is not an intelligent man. No shade to T.I., but he's not the brightest of the bulb. Even if his head is shaped like a light bulb, he's not the brightest.
I can understand what he's saying though.
I do understand what he's saying. But like that guy I think a lot of when people act like we don't understand people from the South or from the Midwest, it's steeped in racism, because you're never going to tell me you didn't understand what Nelly was saying.
I know what Nelly's saying, but I'm gonna be honest, I do not know what they be saying sometimes. Like, having lived around them, I be having to ask.
Oh.
At least once. Like, what you say?
That just remind me. That remind me of doing it like I got left off bad and bougie.
Right. That is exactly how I be sometimes. Because they talk fast and that southern accent be hard to catch sometimes. So I have caught myself a couple times having to say, can you repeat that? Because I don't know what you said. What did you say just then? And it makes me wonder, like, do they do the same thing with, is it the same issue with us? Like, do they also have a hard time understanding some of the things that we say? Because I'm gonna tell you,
yes, that's what I'm talking about, Marquise.
What was killing them in the South was our twos and do's and you's. You know, because for them it's two. It's two. Do, is that how they say it, Marquise? Do. To them, we're saying those words completely wrong. So it'd be like,
we sound like we're from Brit. They say people from Baltimore sound like we're British.
You know what's crazy? Troy kept coming home saying, Mama, do I sound like I'm from England? And I'm like, no, girl. She's like, well, people in my school keep saying it sounds like I'm from England. And I would tell her that they just, kids don't know what they're talking about. They don't know what your accent is. So they're just saying something. But apparently they're not just saying something. And they really think that we sound like English, British people. And I don't know why. You do, but you spent more time around them. You know, so I wasn't around people as much. But I definitely caught myself having to say, can you please repeat that? I don't know what you just said. But yes, they had a very difficult time with our twos and do's. I remember one time I asked this little girl, do you want a hot dog? She was like, huh? I was like, you want a hot dog? She was like, what's a hot dog? I'm like, oh, a hot dog.
I want you to be freed from the shackles of hot dog, Dee.
Yeah, I want you to be free. Hot dog. And I was so excited when I got back home and I heard other people saying hot dog. Yes, I still say hot dog. And she was like, what's that? I said, oh, right, I'm not from here. I said, do you want a hot dog? She was like, oh, yeah. She said, what's the other thing you were saying? I was like, it's just
what's
how
the other thing? It's crazy.
I was like, it's just my accent. It's how I talk. I say hot dog. I don't say hot dog.
Yeah, I hate them. I don't like, listen, don't get me say apple. It is what it is. Like, and people be like, what? I'm like, I said apple.
Apple? Why are they having a hard time with apple?
I don't know. I think the way I say apple was fine.
I don't know. It sounds fine to me.
Don't hear it, and I'll be like, "What y'all talking about?" Like,
I don't hear you. I don't know. We had this teacher in middle school who was from New York. She was like, "I don't know why y'all keep saying hot dog. Like it's hot dog. It's a hot dog."
Whenever anybody from New York says hot dog, I wanna put something in my ears that make me never hear again.
He used to get on
like you got the audacity. People from New York act like that's their whole personality. That should be throwing me off. And like, no shade to nobody from New York. I love New Yorkers, but like some of y'all, it don't be people that still live in New York. It be people that move from New York that come down here that be like, oh yeah, I'm from New York. I'm from the Bronx. I'm from Brooklyn. Like, all right, go back, bitch. Because we ain't asked you to come here and tell us about yours. Oh. Yeah, back when I was at the bodega. Like, all right, like, hang it up.
Oh Lord, not I'm joking.
Oh. Didi, I think we ended early today because I'm gonna take a shower and do intercourse things with my man.
Okay, I ain't mad at you. Look, what's on today? I'm gonna start here. I'm gonna start with our next topic. We're gonna be like a day late, but I don't think we're gonna be too far behind. So with Father's Day coming up, we're gonna do a show dedicated to Black men. All the positive Black men in our lives, all of our Black historians, Black educators, Black activists, Black doctors.
If you got Black man you want us to shout out,
yes.
send it to DM.
Please DM us and everything. Shout out. We're going to be talking about our famous Black men of history. We're just going to be talking a lot about the Black men in our lives that we adore and who have paved the way for the lifestyles that we live today, who have made life just a little bit easier for us to live as Black people, if I can say that.
I think I'll make a poem for Reggie.
that's cute.
Roses are red. You're always loud as heck. You're my boo. Come give me some neck. I think that's a perfect. I think that's a perfect
How did
poem.
I know you were gonna end it like that? But you know what? This has been a really good show. This has really been a really good show. This was a nice walk down memory lane. I really enjoyed it.
I thought it was gonna be sad. I'm glad we didn't cry.
Yeah, I was before I started talking about my father. I was talking to myself in my head like, "Don't start the nonsense now. Get the words out without the nonsense." But yeah, so y'all please be sure to follow us. I'm trying to check our follower count so I can see how far we need to get. Yes. Please be sure to follow us on all of our platforms. On TikTok and on YouTube, we are Two Homegirls Chatting. I didn't almost cry. I felt a moment of severe sadness. I would not say I almost cried though. So please follow our page, Two Homegirls Chatting on YouTube and on TikTok. And Two Homegirls 26 on Instagram. You can also follow me on this page here. Y'all know _DD on here and on Instagram. And Anita, what is it? Hey Miss Wade on Instagram and on TikTok, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and on TikTok. We will see you guys next week for some Black male positivity. Woo. We thank you guys for joining us today. Thank you for getting us to 12,000 likes. 12,000 likes. 12.4 thousand likes. We appreciate all the love. We appreciate all the comments, all the feedback. Please join us once again next Monday at 9 p.m. We love y'all and good night.
Good night.